Okay, so I am back for more Beneath a Steel Sky. Sorry about that. It's Sunday morning. I got a coffee here. I'm going to be drinking it. Hopefully, that won't be irritating. Ah, smooth. Actually, need to check. I want to see if there's a new version of Scum VM, but this will do. Okay, so let's load where we were. Bio something. I think I'm at the side the biosurgery place, and let's go.
Hi, who are you?
Can't you tell?
Nope.
I'm Mr. Cool. And you're encroaching on my personal space.
Where can I get a Schriebman port?
What's that?
An interface which allows humans to talk to computers.
Like a mouse, you mean?
No, it's a surgically implanted slot.
Say, I've heard of those things. They give them to perverts, don't they?
Yeah.
Are you a pervert?
Certainly not.
You sure look like one.
Okay, let's go in here. Are you a pervert? Okay. Haha, boobs.
It's a holographic projector. I wouldn't bare my bum if it looked like that.
Welcome to Burke's Biosurgery. How may I help you?
I want a Schriebman port.
Your name, please?
Robert Foster.
There's little chance of seeing the doctor.
Why not?
I have instructions not to disturb him. Unless you wish to pay cash, of course.
Of course.
Can anyone else supply the port?
Oh no, the service is unique to Dr. Burke.
An illustrated brochure. Good grief, it's positively pornographic. Naked people with extra parts. The things folk do for fashion. I'm just looking. Thanks.
Please take one of our brochures.
No, I don't want to.
Try talking to that hologram, Joey.
What for?
I need to see the doctor, and she won't let me in.
What shall I say to her?
Use your natural charm on her.
I've got an idea. I'll try the subtle approach. Hey, you! Open that door!
I take my orders from Dr. Burke.
I take mine from Oberman.
Oh, why didn't you say so before?
Good grief.
No, Overman. Ugh.
A body scanner. It's a guy with his skin cut off. Excuse me.
Don't make me jump like that!
Sorry, didn't realize you were busy.
Just practicing. I like to keep my hand in. What can I do for you?
I need a Schriebman port.
Really? Do you have sufficient credit?
All I've got are the clothes I'm wearing.
In that case, you require the Easy Pay scheme.
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Kidney,
No, it doesn't.
lung, or testicles.
What?
Which organ do you wish to sell?
I'm not selling anything.
No parts, no port. Send in the next customer.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Maybe I wouldn't miss a kidney.
I'll have to run some tests. Stand behind the scanner, please. Turn around, please. I can't use either of them.
Why not?
They're too good to sell at second hand. I'd have to overprice myself to be profitable.
You make money by trading people's organs?
What else would I do with them?
Open a restaurant?
Is that awful? Interesting.
Surely that's supposed to be for his patients. Excuse me. I suppose I could spare a lung.
Let's have a look at them first.
On the scanner?
Of
Yes,
course.
please. Hold still, please. Has someone been experimenting on you?
Why do you ask that?
I've never seen a body quite like yours before. I'm afraid I can't use them.
Is there something wrong? Tell me, Doc. I can take it.
You're simply too healthy. Most bodies would reject your organs.
That looks ominous and scary. Excuse me. I guess I've no choice, Doc. I'll have to sell you my...
It's not as bad as you think. When I said I'd take your testes, I meant after your death.
That's a great consolation.
All I require from you now is your consent.
Sure.
Take a seat, please.
Do you use local anesthetic?
Oh, no, it doesn't hurt. Any more than having your ears pierced.
In that case, I need a general anesthetic.
You now have a Schriebman port. You may experience headaches, but don't worry, it's quite normal.
Time to huff a little. There we go. Bleh.
Excuse me. Can you get me to ground level, Doc?
I have my reputation to consider. If you're determined, you might ask my friend Willy. Just tell him I sent you. He has a rather special policy.
I've had a bad knock on the head.
Any after effects?
Yeah, pain.
Impairment of vision?
I keep seeing flying saucers.
Any dizziness?
Yeah, I can hardly stand.
You know, I get exactly the same myself. I wish I knew what causes it.
Your receptionist certainly is strange.
That's my wife you're talking about.
Oops.
You're married to a hologram?
She wasn't a hologram when we wed. She died last year, but I decided to keep her.
Doesn't the fact that she's dead distress you?
No, she's a lot less trouble than when she was alive.
Thanks again for the port, Doc.
It's a pleasure to do business with you.
I've got a Matrix port. Let's go talk to the cool guy again.
How can I get out of the city?
Have you thought about defecation?
What?
Don't you mean defection?
What? Isn't that what I said?
I asked you about leaving the city, not bodily processes.
You're not making sense. And anyway, you can't leave the city. There's a restriction on travel.
Never mind.
See if you had more information about travel restrictions, but this guy doesn't got anything in the brain. Oh, look at that. This is probably the wrong way, but we'll see. Need to be on the foreground, but hopefully it'll merge again. Oh, there we go.
The anchor is firmly attached to the statue. It shows the state of business, and it doesn't look good.
Way down. Maybe I can get a deal. Hello, man.
Hello.
Hi. You look like a man who needs insurance, yeah?
Really?
Can I interest you in this? A rogue robot policy.
I've never heard of that before.
It's a safeguard against the possibility of your robot turning on you.
I don't.
Joey would never do that.
Aha! So you think. Surveys show that 42% of all domestic droid owners are worried about the risk of attack.
This is bullshit, Foster. Don't listen to that moron.
Nasty temper that robot's got, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me more about the policy.
All you have to do is sign a form. We'll do a probability estimate and give you the results next month.
How come it takes so long?
We have to strip the robot down and analyze each component.
I do not want him handling my parts, Foster.
Now I'm definitely not interested.
Tell you what, take time to consider it, yeah?
Never mind. I want one of your special policies.
Who sent you?
Dr. Burt.
The Ghoul, huh? He's cool. So, how can I help you?
Can you get me out of the city?
It's dangerous. Are you sure you've got the balls?
That's a delicate subject.
Wait here. I have to make a call.
Use your welder on that statue, Joey.
What for?
That anchor could be useful.
I'm always ready for a spot of welding.
Ha ha ha, that's kind of a joke. Spot welding, a spot of welding.
Any luck with your contact?
Security have put a hold on comms. Seems there's a saboteur on the loose.
Do you have a client called Overman?
I'll check the computer files. Do you know the first name?
No.
Do you know the address?
No.
Do you know what sex this person is?
Well, presumably he's male.
At last, we're getting somewhere. Now, what is his link status?
I haven't a clue.
Never mind. I'll try a search anyway. Name, Overman. Address, unknown. Sex, male, possibly. No, there's no Overman on my records.
Do you have a client called Reich?
Can't you get the information from Link?
I need to know what policies he has.
Reich, huh? What's his first name?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Thought you said he was your friend. I've got hundreds of Reichs on my files.
Music's fun. Come on, Joey. Hey, where's Joey? He's probably coming with me. Okay, off to the recycling center. The upper recycling center.
Security symbol. That must be their headquarters.
Okay, so let's take this here anchor and combine it with this here cable. I got a grappling hook, and I can use it on the sign.
This could be the most stupid thing I've ever done.
Yep. Time to save.
It's the Link interface. And I don't like the look of it at all.
Ooh. Interesting. Link Environment Manager. Carswell Sentinel 72K. For security use only, engineers should refer to the program manual IC4 to test for deletion. For test or deletion. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. Carpet bag. Carpet bag. What the crap is a carpet bag? Birthday surprise. This is like really... Decompress and decrypt. And decompress, uncompress data, password, and password. Haha. Oh. Okay. Interesting maze puzzle. That's actually pretty creative, I must say. I'm using a walkthrough for this puzzle. Don't worry, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not that smart. I like this game. And I'm sad that I haven't played it until now. Okay, let's get everything there is to get in here. Oh, there's another document. Phoenix. That's interesting. Sorry, I need to go there. Okay. So let's view documents. Let's see, briefing. Special operative, blah, blah, blah. Overman. Mother of Piero Maria, native of Hobart, removed child in bid to defect back to Hobart. Flight terminated in Gap. No infant remains found at crash site. Search all Gap dweller camps in area. Return Overman to Link at all costs. Subject has assumed name of Foster. Oh. I'm Overman. Back to the documents. No authority on record for increased status, promotion to supervisor, unlawful intrusion detected, level 3 surveillance. Lamb. Huh. Phoenix. The bearer is authorized to utilize Phoenix status to override the course of investigation, special security. Ooh, and I have that. Well, let's take advantage. Special status request. Authority granted for temporary enhancement of Link status. Agent granted access to all sectors for 48 hours. Okay. Thank you for using Link. Be vigilant.
So my real name is Robert Overman. But why does Link want me? And what's happened to my father?
That's a good question. Let's save our game. Real name.
It's the only way out.
Well, then I guess that's the way I gotta go. Use my fancy ID card.
Seen anything of Hobbins?
What do you want him for?
To mend a pipe in the power plant.
Can't you fix it yourself?
I wouldn't dare.
Well, I haven't seen Hobbins all day. He's probably busy.
Yes? I'd like a few answers. Yes? How do I get down to ground level? Who is Overman? When will the elevator be fixed?
You can get information from the Link terminal. Just who are you, anyway?
I'm here to inspect the building.
Yes?
That's right.
Yes.
Routine inspection.
Yes? Heard anything about an inspection, Sam? What kind of an inspection, Norville? A routine inspection. Routine, oh? Phew, that's unusual. It's not convenient right now. Quit pestering me when I'm busy.
Oi! Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, now that I have, like... Oops, sorry, hit the mic. Now that I have access to everywhere, maybe I can use this thing. Okay, now I think I can go use that other elevator.
It's the elevator to ground level. Oh no! Joey must have forgotten he'd changed shells.
Oh,
I hope his board isn't broken. I ought to move that trash. It's too heavy to carry.
I don't know if I should actually talk to this guy, but
What's through that door?
It's off limits to the likes of you.
I just wondered where it leads.
It's the old cathedral. There's nothing interesting in there. In fact, it's empty.
Himpty?
Why guard an empty cathedral?
I'm not guarding it exactly. I'm just standing here.
Preventing me from entering.
Indeed.
Yes.
Do you know the woman with the dog?
Oh, yes. That's Mrs. Piermont,
Come on.
the richest woman in Union City. And the ugliest.
Oh well.
What's the best way out of the city?
There isn't a way out.
Then the inhabitants are no better than prisoners.
That's the price of progress.
Never mind. Excuse me.
Hold it. Your membership card, please.
I don't have one.
This is a private club.
Indeed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You do now. Piss off.
Oh! That wasn't very polite.
How do I join the club?
You have to be sponsored by an existing member. It's a most exclusive establishment,
Indeed.
frequented only by those with the proper credentials.
You mean people with money?
Yep.
No, people with credit. There's a world of difference. People with money think they can afford not to care. People with credit know they can't, but don't care anyway.
Do you know anyone who'd sponsor me?
What about old widow Piermont? She used to come here, years ago. If you chatted her up, she might sponsor you.
I don't know Mrs. Piermont personally.
Oh, you must have seen her, with her dog.
Yep.
Mrs. Piermont is the one with 2 legs.
See you later. Excuse me.
Hello, darling. I don't believe we've met.
No, I'm a stranger here.
I'm Mrs. Piermont, but you can call me Danielle.
Do you know someone called Overman?
Why, yes, I do. He worked with my husband, Professor Piermont. Why? Are you interested in Overman?
He was my father.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. Overman's only son died in an accident.
That was no accident, Mrs. Piermont. It was deliberate sabotage by security. My mother was killed, but I survived. And I've read a document which proves it.
Incredible! Your mother was a great friend to me. If there's any way I can help you, just ask.
That's it? She just believes me?
Would you sponsor me for the club?
If you're really Robert Overman, I'll sponsor you. But I don't want to visit the club. I'll call the manager from my apartment. Oh, come to Mummy, Spunky. Oh, come to Mummy, Spunky.
Hello. Who is this?
It's me, Robert.
Come right in, Rob.
Rob. I'm Rob now. We're buddies.
Welcome to my humble little home, Robert. You know, I remember you as a baby, Robert.
I've grown a bit since then.
I'm sure you have. You must have so many questions to ask me.
Yes, I have. What was the professor working on?
Didn't I tell you? Helmut was the designer of Link.
Oh.
It was his dream, but he died before it was realized. Your father became the project leader.
So my dad was responsible for Link?
Yes, he stepped into Helmut's shoes. Link reached completion on the very day you were born. From then on, Richard changed. He spent more time with Link than he did with his wife and baby.
Why did my mother try to escape?
But she did her best to cope. But she wasn't the same after Richard's rejection. The authorities never approved of her marriage either. Because she came from Hobart. Eventually, she decided to return home.
So the bastards had her killed.
Yep.
You're overwrought, Robert. Would you like some paracetamol?
I don't want analgesic. I want answers.
Perhaps a mild analgesic?
Why didn't you want to visit the club?
The memories are too painful.
Did you go there with the professor?
Yes, we met in a club. Oh, he was a handsome young graduate. And I was a flower in my first bloom. He plucked me from the garden of innocence.
Jesus.
I see what you mean. The memories are painful. Are you gonna sponsor me now?
If that's what you want. I'll telephone the manager and make the arrangements. This won't take a moment.
Whoa. 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 I didn't realize what she was wearing. Holy
Is
crap.
that Mr. Colston? Danielle Piermont here. I have a friend I wish to sponsor.
Kitties.
If I pick up the bowl, the contents will slop all over my hands. If I pick up the bowl, the contents will slop all over my... It's full of biscuits and dog drool.
It smells nicer down here, which is funny, because you'd think higher up it would be nicer. But it looks like higher up it's crappy.
A pallet of bricks suspended from a pulley. It's pivoted in the middle, like a seesaw. It's too heavy to carry. It's attached to some bricks via a pulley. Ha! The trap is baited.
Time to save our game. Save. Trap.
Never mind.
I can't go in there. Bum, 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 bum.
It's too heavy to carry.
Sure is.
I ought to move that trash.
I oughta, but I won't. Bum, bum, bum. Something's supposed to happen soon, and I hope it does, 'cause I don't wanna do... There we go. Look who's back.
What was that splashing noise? Where has Spunky gone? Officer Blunt, come and help me, quickly.
And now I can go in here. Ugh,
Just for a second, you scared me. But you're only dummies.
it's that Mr. Cool.
They're not human. Someone's been making androids.
Interesting. This doesn't
It's a kind of bed with wheels. There could be something useful in there. Wouldn't you know it? It's locked. There aren't any markings on it, or locks. You don't look so healthy. You should get out in the sunshine. This place is spooky. His skin is cold, like plastic. Oh no, not her, not Anita.
Aw.
She appears to have been exposed to radiation. Her skin is burnt and blistered. He doesn't have any eyelashes. Yo, that's horrible.
Boo, just ahead. Let's go see what happened to Anita. Let's go back to her hood. Anita's area. Oh, right, yeah. This was her original area. I gotta go over to her later area.
Plastic overalls. Not very fashionable.
Ah. That's an awesome sweater. Finally see the sweater. Okay, I'm disguised effectively.
The display is full of numbers.
Probably better to do that. Save. We're going into a dangerous place. Enter danger. Let's see what this rusty old machine is.
Can't imagine how it works.
Okay. Ooh, that looks like a reactor or something.
It's the entrance to the reactor. There's a small monitor screen and some knobs.
Well, let's use some knobs. That sounds dangerous. And zeta radiation. Eeh. Ugh.
The power in those things gives me the willies. It's an ID card, minus the security logo.
Alright, that's all we're doing here. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Best sweater ever. Oh, it's Anita's link card. So let's see, she said she was a hacker. Let's go back to the interface. This guy's still hanging out. I guess he doesn't have a card. He has no access. He's a D-Link, like a router. And I don't even need to go the fancy way anymore because I've got security clearance. Let's take my ID card.
interface,
I
and I
know.
don't like the...
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's see, we got open, Sharon, decrypt, playback, blind. Exit right. Crusader regards system religiously against all known Vito's configurations. Okay. North. Oh. Okay. Good to know. Let's try that again.
Comfortable and aesthetic.
Shut up. Let's try that again. Probably have to blind him. So I need that tuning fork. There we go. Just gotta do it fast enough. Data storage, Professor Piermont. Okay. Personal data space for the use of Link engineers. Use playback to access holographic files. Happy face. Playback.
If that's you, Rob, listen carefully. You're the only one who can help. I was supposed to make contact with an agent from Hobart. Trouble is, the rendezvous was in a park on ground level. And now I'm a-dealing, I can't get there. The agent's name is Eduardo. I don't know how you'll get to Link. But beneath the city there are tunnels. The remains of the old subway. That could be a way in.
Okay. Alright, let's get out of here. Back to ground level. Still think it's backwards that ground level is the fanciest. But we'll go with it. Elevator is this way, I believe. There. Left and right click is a little bit not obvious. Keep mixing them up. Right in the slot. So let's go this way. Go around the little pond thingy.
The door has an old-fashioned lock on it. It's an old-fashioned cylinder lock.
There's the lock.
It's an old trick, but it still works.
Yeah.
It's a map of the subway, which means I'm getting close to Link. Central, High Green, Museum, and St. James.
Huh.
They must be the names of the old subway stations. They're for cutting and pruning plants.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, not quite ready to go through here yet. Museum Station. This way. Sorry, wrong way.
Hello, who are you?
My name's Vincent. What's yours?
I'm Robert. You can call me Rob. Why aren't you at school, Vincent?
My tutor's malfunctioned. I tried to reprogram it to play video games.
Would you like me to repair your tutor?
Oh, I can do that myself. But then I'd have to go back to my studies.
What's that you're playing with?
It's my handheld games console.
Neat. What's the game?
It's called Fleecy the Lamb.
That sounds nice.
Sure does.
What's the objective?
Torch the mutant psychos with your flamethrower and stop Dr. Mantis from butchering the orphans.
But that's horrible.
Yeah, I've played better.
What other games have you got?
Not many, 'cause they're too expensive. They're smuggled into the city from Hobart. I've got Nobby, the platform game, Onan the Barbarian, and Revenge of the Deadly Dandelions.
I suppose they keep you out of mischief. Do you know a man called Overman?
No, Rob. Why do you want to know?
He's my dad.
Aren't you a little old to have a dad?
Last time I saw him, I was a little boy. I was taken away to the Gap.
The Gap? Oh, wow! I'd like to escape to the Gap. I'm tired of being told what to do.
Do you know the woman with the dog?
That's Mrs. Piedmont, and she's a pig.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
Well, she tried to confiscate my console. She gave me a lecture and tried to force me to join the Junior Security Corps.
Ugh.
Know where I'd find the old subway?
found it already.
Nah, I've never heard of it.
I thought all boys were into railways.
Get real? What planet are you on?
Sometimes I wonder. Don't wear out your thumbs. Excuse me. Smart floral display. Are they real? What do you think? They look kind of shiny.
Naturally. I've just varnished them.
Do you paint the flowers too?
This is Union City, not Wonderland. You obviously know nothing about plants.
Obviously.
Won't the varnish harm the plants?
Au contraire, Clever Dick.
Clever Dick.
It filters out the crap in the atmosphere.
What are you doing to that plant?
I'm modelling a living sculpture. It's called topiary, and it's an art form.
What are those blue flowers called?
They're dandelions. Don't touch them,
They're pretty.
The
But why
dandelions
can't I
are yellow.
touch them?
because if you do, you'll wet your bed.
Yeah.
I haven't done that for months. See you later. Tell me about your dandelion game.
Ah, it's brilliant. You get chased by these giant yellow weeds.
You mean dandelions are yellow? The gardener told me they were blue.
He's mad. He's not a real gardener.
How'd you know the gardener is a fake?
He's got green fingers.
That's the sign of a naturally talented gardener.
I saw him dipping them in the paint.
Yeah.
Anyway, the plants are made of plastic.
You're a real help, Vincent.
No problem, Rob.
Don't wear out your thumbs. Excuse me. You told me dandelions were blue.
Did I? Well, what of it?
This boy assures me they're yellow.
Ugh, smart-assed little brat. All right, you got me sussed. I haven't had any formal training, but I've always dreamed of being a gardener. I love 'em, every little shrub and succulent. Those dainty blossoms waving their little stamens in the breeze.
All right, I get the point.
You won't report me, will you?
Why should I do that? Excuse me.
Get up.
Do you know a girl called Anita?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Why do you want to know?
She's been murdered. I found her body in the cathedral.
Can't see why you're telling me.
Excuse me.
Oh, now we gotta wait for his whole animation sequence to end again.
What's your name?
It's Eduardo. Why?
You're Anita's contact, right?
How come you know so much?
She left a message on her card.
Listen, do you know what's happened to Link?
I'm totally confused.
Link is a living, self-replicating organism. Originally, it served as an advisor to the Council, but it has gradually taken control.
How? And why?
We're really not sure. Hobart scientists have developed a virus. It will check Link's growth, if we can get it into the system.
Will you give me the virus?
I can't. It's been downloaded to Link Space.
Of course.
Anita was supposed to retrieve it, since she had a Shriebman port.
So have I. I owe it to Anita to get that virus.
No chance. It's bound to be guarded.
I can try at least.
Okay.
Silence in court. Security Services, Department of Justice, Inc. Judge Chutney presiding. Court is now in session.
Silence! I recognize that villain. An habitual criminal if ever I saw one.
That's Mr. Greaves, my lord. The counsel for the prosecution.
Silence when you speak to me. Now, who is the first contestant?
Defendant, my lord. The case of Union Security Services versus Howard Hobbins.
Howard Hobbins. Come on up. Nice to see
Tim.
you, Howard. You're not nervous, are you?
Not really.
The defendant is accused of gross contempt and assault of a security officer.
Oh, intolerable. What have you got to say for yourself, eh?
I've been framed, Your Honour. May I elucidate, my lord?
Go on then, but hurry up about it.
Officer Blunt was investigating a complaint made against Hobbins. After questioning the defendant, he was the victim of an assault.
Ah, monstrous! Off with his head!
Just a flipping minute. Who's defending me?
Defence? Is he entitled to any?
I'm afraid so, my lord.
Upon my soul, whatever next? Who would be silly enough to defend this wretch?
I'm an inspector.
Very well. Let's get on with round one. Fingers on the buzzers, everyone.
I wish to call Officer Blunt.
Call Officer Blunt.
Please tell the court what happened. I was assaulted. And is the culprit present in the court? That's him in the overalls. I rest my case, my lord.
It's great court proceedings.
Where's my black cap?
We haven't heard the defence, my lord.
Is it really necessary? Oh, go on. Just don't take all day.
Now then, Officer Blunt. What was the nature of your injuries?
I got very wet.
But you didn't suffer any physical harm.
I could have caught a nasty cold.
Tell the court how you got wet.
While patrolling on Bellevue, I was saturated by a sudden shower.
Did you ascertain its source?
Oh, yeah. I heard laughter from the walkway above.
That would be the factory walkway.
That's right.
Who lodged the complaint against Hobbins?
Objection, my lord. Defense is contriving to lead the witness.
It was a simple question. I wish to establish the seriousness of the complaint made against my client.
I shall permit the witness to answer. However, I'm awarding Mr. Greaves 5 points for a well-timed interruption.
So who did lodge the complaint?
It was Daniel Piermont.
What was Mrs. Piermont's grievance?
Cruelty to her pet dog. I interviewed Hobbins on 4 occasions, but he still hasn't confessed.
4 interrogations suggest harassment.
Objection, my lord. Officer Blunt is not the subject of this trial.
Quite correct. Objection sustained. 10 points to the prosecution.
No further questions, Your Honor. I'd like to question the defendant. Did you assault Officer Blunt?
Objection, my lord.
Why, man, what's wrong?
Repetition, my lord?
Objection overruled.
Are you guilty of assault, Howard?
Not me. I was fixing one of the cooling pipes, and it burst.
So Blunt's soaking was an accident?
Not exactly.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Greaves, you may start the bonus round.
The facts speak for themselves, my lord. Hobbins is a cruel and callous man, with no respect for law and order. I recommend the maximum possible sentence.
Any comments from the defense?
I don't believe this is happening. This is total madness. You've all been warped in some way. And I think Link is the cause.
Silence! I've heard quite enough of this nonsense. So it's time for me to make my judgment. Howard Hobbins, you've won tonight's star prize. Life imprisonment.
Oh.
However, in view of your service to the city, I'm going to reduce your sentence. 2 hours community service. Court dismissed.
Well, that was interesting. Okay, so I guess that'll do for now. Looks like I'm about 2/3 of the way through, so I'll do one more little stream later, probably later today or something like that, maybe tomorrow, and hopefully get to the end. But I am enjoying this game. This thing is awesome. It's enjoyable. It's funny. The graphics are good for the time. Blah blah blah. Lots to save for the show. So let's save. Excuse me. Court done. Save. Be vigilant. Okay, great, awesome, and see everyone again shortly.
Battle control terminated.